Hello YouTube, welcome. It's Wine Wednesday once again. Well, it's Saturday when I film this, but once again, I film in advance. And today we are having bread and butter Chardonnay. So this is from California. A lovely, I don't know, I did that to my ear right as the main entry, but it is very much, I would say, your typical California Chardonnay. That being said, it's very good. So yeah, it's a 2020 vintage. So let's get to it. So first off, I haven't drank Chardonnays from California for the longest time because, so if you don't know Chardonnays from California, if you know Chardonnay, the idea that they're these big, bold wines that winemakers can just play around with and create these monstrosities, this is basically what you are familiar with, is these standard California, big, bold, oaky, vanilla-y, fill up your mouth with wonderfulness kind of this wonder of a wine. That being said, they do really have that big feel in your mouth. It's like the white wine equivalent of, like, you know, like a big red, like a Syrah or a Zinfandel. Like it's one of those big bold wines, and this wine is literally no different. The name is Bread and Butter, and well, let's look at the color first. So it's a nice, like, medium lemon color, which I love. And the second you smell it, it has a nice, not super pronounced, but you can smell it. The second you start smelling it, I got bread and butter, which is what it's called. Like, it's that yeastiness, that creaminess, that, you know, all of that you really get in this wine, as well as it being from California. It feels a lot more ripe for me personally. I got a lot of tropical fruit. I got lychee, I got passion fruit, I got banana, both smelling and tasting. I also got some fun, like, pepper notes. I got a little bit of spice, and of course the oak, the vanilla, those things that you expect from the California Chardonnays. When you're drinking this, and it's quite good, but I will say, I'm not usually a person that gets headaches from a glass of wine. 3 bottles of wine, I've done it, and then I get a headache the next day, if you know what I mean, because hangover. But no, but this one, when I was sampling it just to do up my tasting notes, it gave me a headache. I don't know. It did not compute. So subjectively, me personally, that was a turn-off. Objectively, it could have been a number of things. I don't think that they put something in this wine to make people have headaches. That being said, so it's a dry wine, doesn't really have any sweetness. It does have a lot of fruit character. Sorry, I'm playing with my hair on camera, but I keep noticing whenever I look at my notes, I'm like, oh, a hair. So, deal with it. So yeah, it's dry. There's not really any sweetness, but there is a lot of fruit in it. So maybe there is some sugar in there. I called it dry, and I just think it's the fruit, but I could be wrong. The acidity. Ooh, this has acidity. You know, your mouth is puckering in. It feels like I had like a up here in Canada we call them warheads. Those, like, super sour fruits. That's the feeling almost in your mouth, just like, ugh. Yeah, it's acidic. It also has high alcohol. If you saw it before, it's a 13.5%. Once again, I need to make sure these aren't mirrored. So it does complement each other nicely with the alcohol and the acidity. And also it's got a nice big body. Because both of those other things are big, you're going to have that big body as well. You're going to have this nice full feeling in your mouth, and it really does go along well with that yeasty, creamy sort of taste that you get with this. Like I said, you got those notes, you got the tropical, you got the vanilla. There's almost like a minty or medicinal kind of flavor. And it really lasts in your mouth too. It's a real joy. So overall, I said this is objectively a very good wine. You could age it some more, but I'd say drink it. That being said, subjectively, I'm still not that into California Chardonnays. I don't know. I just I'm gonna make myself some carbonara tonight for supper, and I was thinking it would be nice to pair. And when I pair stuff personally, and I'm not getting into pairing aggressively on this channel, just because that is a lot more subjective. But typically, I like, if I'm having a creamy pasta, I want something light, refreshing. This thing be like a beast, but the acidity could help to cut through everything. So I'm going to try probably this in another glass of wine while I have supper. Compare and contrast, which is always fun to say. Anyways, that is it for tonight. I will be back next week when we will have another wine. And just so you know, I went out shopping for wine again. I didn't go with one specific region. It's pretty international now, but we are going into winter. So there's going to be a lot of red wine coming up. But there's a Riesling from Washington that's going to be coming up, and also we have a rosé for the first rosé on the channel. So those are both two things to watch out for. So to make sure that you are in the know when those episodes come out, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like, comment below what sort of wines you want to see me do next. And please share with your friends, and just do what you want with this channel. One thing I recommend: look at the upcoming episodes, buy the wine, try it, see if you like it as much as I like it, or see if your opinions match mine. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Hopefully not. Anyways, I will see you all next week for another Wine Wednesday.